Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today I thought I would do just a kind of a classic level 2 Vinyasa flow, like pretty much like what I taught at Yoga Works for all those years. It'll be as long as it ends up being, but it's not going to be short. So let's get to it. Alright, so here we are on the mat, ready for our level 2 Vinyasa flow class. We're just going to start on our back. So the levels in yoga have always been rather arbitrary. We're just laying on our back making circles with our knees here. I've always personally felt that rather than go by how flexible or strong a person was, good, let me take a wind relieving. I would rather look at how experienced and familiar the person is with a yoga practice and how they can make a practice, regardless of the level, unless it's extremely easy or extremely hard, work for them in the moment while they're taking class. Other side, without, of course, being disruptive or drawing attention to themselves in the yoga class. Now, that said, back in the day, good, come on out of that, bring the feet up, knees up, tuck the tailbone under a little bit there, and let's take a happy baby. I took a level 2 one time back in, it's probably 2007 or 8 or something like that. And the instructor had us do yogi and sleep, which is both feet behind your head, as one of the postures. I imagine that was probably the peak. I would hope that was the peak pose for that level 2 class. Good. So I like to use my elbows to work my knees out as I pull down. So I'm always trying to create space in the joint that I'm opening up. So you can try that, see how that works for you. And we'll take a figure 4. So do I think yogi and sleep is appropriate posture for a level 2 class? No, I don't. But that's the way things were, especially back in, sort of the Wild West days of yoga. Good. Change sides with that. And so, after teaching, for 25 years about, I went to level 2 classes where the peak pose was double pigeon, and another class, obviously, that was yogi and sleep. So, there's no rhyme or reason to it, right? Good. Feet to the floor. Take the right leg over the left. Take the knees off to the left. So I just decided to figure, hey, I'm going to teach something that should be appropriate for somebody that has enough experience to be able to understand what the class and the flow was all about. And then give verbal cues and pointers to the different postures and whatnot, but also expect that that person, the reason that they're in that room is because they know it's a level 2. Good, change sides. Which that brings us, of course, to the subject of mixed level classes. And to me, that's just not really an option. And it's done everywhere, I know. But the problem is from the teacher's standpoint and from the group standpoint. Good. Here again, I'm stretching down. I'm pushing this down and out. I want to create space in my back and my hip. Good, come on out of that. Feet to the floor, knees up. We'll take it up into the bridge pose. Because in the mixed level class, as a teacher or as a student, I've literally had somebody who's been doing yoga for 15 years, and then right next to them is somebody that's their first or second class. And it's practically impossible as a teacher to give a high level of information and respect to those two different experience levels of student. Good, come on out of that. Hug the knees in the chest. And then I like to just take it back into just sort of, it's not full on plow. It's kind of like a plow, but I just like to roll around up here. And of course, you're letting your face and your jaw and your eyes and your tongue and all that stuff is relaxing. Good, and then we're going to come on up to seated. And we're going to extend the sit bones back, walking them back, taking the forward bend. So I always do warm-ups before I get into the flow. I just, it doesn't make sense from any type of a scientific or physical, biomechanical, functional anatomy, whatever, to just throw yourself into a stressful, body stressful exercise or workout routine or yoga practice without warming up a little bit. So then I like to take Jana Shirshasana here. This sort of just sets up the external of the hip. Good, and we'll change sides. And then I like to take the Bakasana. Just turn to face you guys here. So if you're up here, you can do a lot of things. You can do this, you could do this. But you want to keep your body, you don't want to pull the navel toward the spine. You want to keep your body nice and long. If you're coming down lower, I find that really the best way for me to get deeper at this point is the forearm on one leg, the hand on the other, and I lean into both of them, and I change sides. And then if you're coming forward, of course, you're going to do that with a flat back. You let the chin drop, but you don't pull around the spine up. Keep the back long. Then we'll take a double pigeon, right foot on the top, because we're here already, right? So same here. If the knee is up, you're just gently leaning on it. If the knee is down, you're going to come forward. Good, and then we're going to come up. We'll just take a twist here because we're here. So this is the traditional way to do the twist with the knee up. I personally like having it stacked up cow face style. To me, this just really keeps this hips nice. And when I do this, I'm always fighting this hip wanting to fly up. If I take it down here, everything stays nice and square. My hips stay square on the floor. My spine's lifting straight up out of it. And this is just a nice, easy twist. I'm not doing anything. I'm using the back hand to keep upright, and then it's all in the lever of this hand, the one that's coming across. You don't want to drop the chin. You're always trying to keep that neutral head and neck posture whenever you can. Good. Double pigeon on the other side. So again, up here, you're just gently working it down. Down here, you can take it forward if you want. Good, come on up and we'll take this across for the twist. Good. Come on out of that. And we'll come on to the hands and knees here. Now, I like to do this one where we release the feet away. Kind of roll back onto the toes here. Get a little stretch to the tops of the feet, ankles. I'm going to warm some knees up a bit too. Good. Come on out of that. Now, one that nobody likes. We're going to turn the toes under. Sit back onto the heels. So I always say this is the antidote to high-heeled shoes for ladies. We're going to take one hand to the floor, and we're going to arc it up and over. Stretching out the side body, super important. Other side. Good, now we're going to just sit back, take the right arm under the left, Garudasan arms. I drop the shoulders, lift the elbows just up enough. I'm not trying to lift the elbows up, I'm just trying to get my shoulders back and my chest up. And I'm going to take it to the right, getting that stretching the left shoulder or left arm across my chest, opening the shoulder that way. Good. Left arm under the right, taking it to the left. Good. Come on out of that. And we're going to come on the hands and knees here. And we're going to take some cat-cows. So on your own, you know the drill. Smoothing the breath out, connecting to the breath. That's really, to me, the value of the cat-cows is consciously connecting the inhale and the exhale to the movement, because that's what you're trying to set up for your whole practice. And then we'll thread the needle here. I'm going to start with the right side, but you could actually start with either side. And we'll take it to the other side. Good, now we're going to warm the wrists up. So, yeah, I would say if I knew then what I know now, when I was younger, I would have spent a little bit more time taking care of my wrists. You know. Good. And we'll take it to down dog. And here you're just going to do what you do to kind of feel good in down dog. But one of the key things at dog is that you're going to wrap your arms, the outer sides of your arms, down, out and down, if you want to think of it that way. And you're not doing that for any reason in the arms. You're doing it for the shoulders, to stabilize the upper back. If I flatten through like this, and you see people do this all the time, it just destabilizes the shoulder blades against the thoracic spine and tortures the rotator cuff. But if I do this, now I've got all those parts of the shoulder are coming in to stabilize and sustain this position. And that can be the difference between a lot of pain and not so much pain. Okay, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet. Take it to an Reta. Exhale and fold, internally rotating the legs, meaning that if you had the block between your legs, you'd be pressing it backwards. And you could hang here, you could hang here, you can hang here, whatever you like to do. You could take little Retas up halfway, and then exhale and fold. Hold it. And then we're going to inhale all the way up. Reach up and away. So, straight elbows. Critical. You're going to rock side to side. I'm only moving my hip. I'm not even moving my arms. All the time when I do this, I see people go like this. This is not what's happening. We're opening up this part of the body. Inhale up, exhale the hands behind you, fingers interlace, roll the shoulders down and back. Here again, internal rotation of the legs, come forward. And just let your knees bend a little bit, rest your chest on there, and just start to work the hands and knuckles out. Now if you can get the palms together, that's kind of optimal as far as protecting the shoulders a little bit more. But if all you can do is with palms apart, that's okay. Just be careful. And then once I get down to that edge, I kind of start straightening my legs out. I can come back and let it go. Working those two edges of the forward bend and the shoulder opener. Good. Inhale, come on up. Take the left hand behind you. Right hand to that elbow. Lift it up. Don't go into an anterior tilt. Don't let that happen, right? Just keep your posture and press that hip away. Lean off. Come on up and we'll change sides. Good. Come on up out of that. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and fold. And we'll walk it back out to down dog. Okay, we'll inhale up on the toes. Bend the knees, crouch it down, exhale. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, heels to the floor. Inhale up onto the toes. Bend the knees, crouch it down. Inhale up. Heels to the floor. One more time. Inhale up. Crouch it down. Inhale up. Heels to the floor, down dog. Come to the plank, drop down to the hands and knees. I'm going to go through a little bit of a breathe and rock session here. So we're going to exhale to extended child's pose. Inhale to the hands and knees. Exhale down. Set it up for a little cobra. Inhale up for the cobra. We'll hold this for a couple of breaths. Just to get it up to that spot. Find that place in your cobra. Exhale, let it down. Inhale to the hands and knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale back to the hands and knees. Exhale, take it down. Inhale up to the cobra. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. One more time. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, down we go. Inhale to the cobra. Exhale down. Inhale to the hands and knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale back to the hands and knees. And we're going to turn the toes under and take it to downward facing dog. And we'll inhale the feet up to the hands, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, up we go. And Samastitihi. Step either foot back so it makes it easy for you to see what's going on. Take the feet apart. We're going to take the forward bend here. Notice how pigeon-toed my toes are because I want my sit bones to release up and out. You take the hands to the floor.
Take it to the heels, and take it to the big toes, whatever you like. And then we're going to come up, we're going to take a horse stance. So I bring my feet closer together for the horse stance. I want my knees pretty much over my ankles. My feet are at 45. And I'm using my hands to work my knees out and back. Bring my pelvis forward, my chest back, and then I'm going to mess with my bandhas here, because this is such a great spot to feel that engaging, that lifting and floatiness come into things there. Slide it around a little bit if you like. Good. And then we're going to step it forward. Samastitihi. Inhale, arms on. Palms touch. Exhale and fold. Ardha. And then we'll go to plank. Hold the plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Or you could drop this to the cobra and just hold this for a couple breaths. We're just getting deeper into our back bends. And to downward facing dog. And we'll step the right foot forward, drop the left knee to the floor, and we're going to lunge and fold. So lunge gets the hip, fold gets the hamstring, and off we go. And then I'm gonna step high here, reach back, take this back foot. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take it down to lizard. Take the back foot. You don't have to take the back foot. You could just be working the lunge here deeper. But I like this one for the hip flexor opener, obviously. Good, come on up from that, and we will take a twist. So I shorten it up. I don't really like the lungy twist. I like more of a neutral twist here. I can pull my hips back better, pull my spine forward. Good, and then from here, I'm going to go take this front foot down into a pigeon. Now, I'm keeping upright here. This pigeon here, yeah, you open your hip, the bent leg hip, but this just, nothing happens here. And what I'm really trying to work toward here is opening up this hip flexor so that my warriors, especially warrior one, are better, easier. Good, and then we're going to turn that back toe under, step it back to plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and we'll step the left foot forward and drop the right knee down. And we'll lunge and fold. And down we go for the lizard. Taking this back leg if you are interested in that. And then we're going to come up for our twist. Now we're going to get into the lunge twist and all that in the next round or whenever. But so this is just about finding that. You don't want to be rounding out. You don't want to be collapsing into the twist. You want to find that length and extension down the middle of the mat. And then we'll take this front foot into the pigeon. Keeping upright here. Good, and we'll turn the toes under. Step it back to plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. Hold the dog here for a breath or two. Inhale, feet up to the hands, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, up we go. And Samastitihi. Samastitihi. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale and fold. Ardha. And then we're going to take it to down dog. From here, let's take the right leg up and back. Let it open up a little bit. Now, I don't take the leg up and back in the vinyasas or anything in the vinyasa flow. I don't dig it. But I'm old school Ashtanga. We step up, we step back, we jump up, float, whatever. This is just to help open the hip up. This is just a stretch here. Square the hip, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, foot to the floor, down dog. Take the left foot up and back, let it open up. Square the hip, straighten the leg, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, foot to the floor. And we'll inhale and step the right foot forward. High lunge. So find your lunge there. Knee over the ankle. Now the more you straighten this back leg, the easier it is to get into the anterior tilt. Meaning the chest out and the butt back. You want to try and minimize that. So as much as you can do the leg straight is great. If you have to bend that knee a little bit to make that posture come neutral, that's fine, but don't bend it so much that you dump into the floor. So it's just a slight release of the back knee, and then you keep lifting through your bandhas to find buoyancy there. Exhale to the diagonal, airplane arms, and we'll step it up into the airplane. So, eyes steady on that spot, lengthening through the body, head is neutral, warrior 3 or namaskar if you like that sort of thing. Balancing. And we take the hands to the floor for the standing splits, which we warmed up for by the lunging and the folding, pretty much. And we'll bend the knee a little bit there if you want to. Let it go. Left hand comes to the floor or the block if you have one. And you're going to take the Parivrtta Ardha. Good. Hands to the floor. Bend the knee. Inhale to the airplane. Step it back, high lunge. Then we're going to drop down onto that knee. So, from here we're going to take an Anjaneyasana. Nice deep hip opener here. A little bit of a back bend from below the shoulder blades. Take the hands behind you. fingers interlace. Or you could, whatever you like to do here. It's okay. Good, and we'll come out of that. Take a twist. Now this one, if we want to, turn the back toes under, bring it into the high lunge. Now, you have choices here. You can just take it back, or if you're the kind of person that likes to, scissor through. That was just sort of lame because I got the garage door there. I can't do it that good. And then to the down dog. Inhale, left foot steps. High lunge. Finding that lunge. Adjusting whatever you need to get this anterior tilt out. But keeping buoyancy and lift in the posture. Exhale to the diagonal. And inhale, step it up to the airplane. Warrior 3 or Namaskar if you like that. Good. Hands to the floor. And standing splits. So you have 3 lines of extension in the standing split. I have this standing leg, which I'm pressing down and lifting up out of. I got this flying leg that I'm just stretching, reaching past my toes. Whether you got, or the heel, either one. And then my spine. The spine is a length of an extension of your body too, not just your limbs. Bend the knee. And up we go for Reta Trikonasana. Good. Hands to the floor. Inhale to the airplane. Step it back. And down we go for our Anjanasana. So now, I know that I didn't start this off in your typical Sri Namaskar A, Sri Namaskar B sequencing type of thing. But, and I'll do a class that's more maybe like that. Good, exhale, hands behind you, fingers interlace. But after many, 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 many years of doing and teaching yoga, I've found things that work for me, and judging by. Good, come on out of that. And we'll take the twist and take it into the high lunge if you want. Judging by, the popularity of my classes, that it works for other people as well. Good. Now remember, same thing, take it back however you want to. And back to down dog. So at this point, let's take a side plank, Bakasana, right side. Now what I like to do in these, I like to take my arm out diagonal to my body and really feel that line of stretch. Of course, you can do this and that, all that different kind of stuff. But you can do that if you want. But I like to just stretch it here. Find my neutral posture in this awkward position. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. left side. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. And we'll inhale the feet up to the hands. Reta Trikonasana, exhale and fold. Inhale, up we go. And Samastiti. Okay, so we're going to inhale Utkatasana, hold the pose. Exhale the right arm under the left. Setting up for Garudasan. Inhale the right leg up, exhale the cross. So it can be crossed, be wrapped around, or it could even be tapping or resting on the floor. Depends on where you're at or what you got going on. Good. Inhale up. Samastiti. Inhale Utkatasana. Exhale left arm under the right. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale cross. So I'm looking, my head is up. I'm not screwing up my posture, but my eyes are looking down. Because I want a spot on the floor or out in front of me somewhere that I can keep my eyes steady on. Because if I can calm my breath down, inhale up, Samastiti, and keep the eyes focused, the balance is much easier. Inhale Utkatasana. Exhale and fold. Reta. And to down dog. From the down dog, inhale, step the right foot forward to warrior one, hold it. Okay, warrior one, really hard, right? We don't think so, but a lot going on there. The knee is over the ankle. I see so many warriors like this, and just, this is where it's at because you need to have something to engage against. If I come here, I don't have anything to engage my bandhas up against. There's no forward descent. So, knee over the ankle. The action of this hip is forward. Now I got this anterior tilt to deal with, so I got to try and get that out of it. Arms are nice and straight. Now for some people, the anterior tilt, they'll tip forward a little bit to help that. That's okay, as long as you don't start dumping into the floor. As long as you maintain enough upward lift to find neutrality, neutral lifting and grounding in the posture. Good, through the Vinyasa to down dog. And then anytime you want to just step into the down dog, skip the chaturanga, you can do that too. Step the left foot forward, warrior one. And we're going to make all those same adjustments. Knee is over the ankle. I'm engaging up against that. Back hip squaring forward, trying to get some of that anterior tilt out of it. Arms are straight. Head is neutral. I don't want to be looking down. I'm looking up. Now, when I do my warrior two, my three namaskar Bs, I will bring the hands together. But this is just to work on finding the warrior. Good. Through the Vinyasa to down dog. And we'll hold this dog for a couple of breaths. Inhale, feet up to the hands, Reta. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And Samastiti. Okay, so we're going to do this Sri Namaskar B. The main thing that I work on in Sri Namaskar B is completing inhales and exhales regardless of how long or short the movement is. Because people just tend to get into it and they start letting the movements go and they breathe. The breath leads the practice. So I inhale. This is a short movement, right? But I come up to the top, finish the inhale, exhale. This is a pretty long movement. Pretty easy to get that exhale all the way out. Art is super short. You have to finish this inhale here. When you go to down dog or chaturanga, however you get there, finish the exhale. Inhale to up dog. Finish the inhale. This is a short little movement, but the inhale's got to be long. Exhale into down dog. Nice long exhale. Inhale the right foot steps. Warrior one. Exhale takes us down to chaturanga. Finish the exhale in the down dog. Inhale the left foot steps. Warrior one. Exhale takes us down. Inhale the up dog. Exhale down dog and hold it. Inhale, feet up to the hands, Ardha. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. And we'll do a second one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale and fold. Ardha. Exhaling to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot steps. Warrior one. Exhale takes us down to chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot steps. And through the vinyasa to down dog. Good. Inhale, feet up to the hands. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale and fold. Ardha. Down dog, however you want to get there. Step the right foot forward, warrior one. And let's take a little humble warrior. Now, this is a very misunderstood posture. People tend to do this, lift the butt up and come down. That's not what it is. It's a lunge, a low lunge, deep lunge, with a shoulder opener. Now, when people go down deeper, it's because that lunge is getting deeper and they're getting down. But this posture doesn't have to be that. This posture can just be a nice work in an extended energy. Arms extending back, spine extending forward, bandhas lifting, whatever. Inhale up. And through the vinyasa to down dog. Step the left foot forward. Warrior one. So I can demonstrate a little bit better on this side. This knee doesn't really like that posture that much. So when you see people go deep, it's not because they're dropping their head down and going like this. They're going deep because their lunge is going deep. Okay, see the difference? This is not this. Okay? Come on up. And through a vinyasa. If my foot works a little weird, I had a highly gnarly incident with my left big toe wing foiling, and probably broke it, but lost the nail and everything, so it's still a little tender and weird. Good. Inhale, step the right foot up. Warrior one. Square the hips, straighten the leg, forward bending. The first move of this forward bend isn't to reach out. I pull the pelvis back out of the way. Square my hips up here, so I'm scissoring the right hip up and back, left hip forward and down. And then I start working into the posture. So, if this mic is picking up my breathing and it doesn't sound perfect, it's because I have to talk and explain stuff, right? Good. Inhale, come on up. Right hand on the hip. Reta Trikonasana. Reach out. So I usually come shallow here, not too deep. Make sure my hips are square, everything's where I want it. And then I take this hand down to where it's going to go. So it could be shin, ankle, foot, block, or floor. The version I do of this, the fingertips are even with the big toe or with the toes. Good. Inhale, come on up. And let's take a second forward bend. This time you could do different arms. You could do reverse namaskara, fingers interlaced, or repeat the same one. I'm going to repeat the same one myself, but if you want different hands, you could do that. Going right down to where that kind of edge you left off on was. And finishing off. Inhale up. And second, revolved triangle. Inhale up. And we'll take it through a vinyasa, or you could just go to down dog and hang out here. You don't have to do the full-on vinyasa. You know, it depends on what you're looking for in your practice on this particular day. You could cue this up and play it when you're feeling really like going hard, or you could do it when you just want to chill and make it a little mellower. Step the left foot forward, warrior one. Straighten the front leg, pulling the hips back out of the way, forward bending. So, there's a lot of short practices on YouTube. I suppose that gets a lot of views, and it's what people are into. You know, people are so busy, don't have time to do a real yoga practice. Good. Inhale, come on up. And Reta Trikonasana. So I'm just going to use I could go all the way this time here. Inhale up. Second forward bend, same hands or different hands, right? Down you go. Reverse namaskara if you like that one, or fingers interlaced, whatever you like. You know, when I first started, well, not even first started, but all the way up until probably the late 90s, early 2000s. Good. Inhale up. There were only 90-minute yoga classes. Reta Trikonasana, second one. And it didn't matter if you went to Bikram or to, I had some Iyengar and Vinyasa flow classes that were well over an hour and a half. So it didn't matter where you go, they were all long. Good. Inhale up. And through the Vinyasa to down dog. Now, the advantage of that is you can really have a nice beginning and a middle and an end to the process. Meaning you have a nice warm up, a good peak through the middle, and a nice cool down. Good. And we will inhale, feet up to the hands, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastitihi. Okay, let's step, you can step either foot back so that you can see what's going on. We're going to get into our externals. So, feet are wide apart. Toes are pigeon-toed in. Forward bending. Now, if you like to do a headstand from here, I get it. It's cool. I personally will never, the tripod headstand to me is just, there's nothing about it that's worth the stress and potential disaster it causes your neck, your cervical neck. But that being said, if you're young and healthy and you got a lot of cartilage and discs in there, then that's great. But you can also do this headstand from the yoga headstand, like so, and sort of spare. This takes a lot of the weight out of the neck, right? So you could do that, then come back down if that's something that interests you, or you could do the tripod handstand if that's something you do. But either way, or you just kind of hang here and enjoy the letting the spine go, decompression of the spine, hips are nice and open. Good, and then you're going to come up halfway. Let's just throw one more little horse stance in there because these are so good for finding the bandhas. The external rotation's awesome because you got the hands here to help really crank it out, but being the ability to engage here makes it really cool. If you can get that and feel that throughout your whole practice, you're on a different program than the average practitioner. Good. Come on up and we'll go side to side. So this is one of my favorites. I would do this stretch. I probably do this stretch every day, even if I'm not doing a yoga practice. It's just too good not to. You know, hips are a big deal. You got a lot of stuff going on in the hips. You have to stay, got to keep them open. And if you're a person that does a type of exercise with a lot of repetitive inline motion with neutral hips, running, cycling, swimming, you really need to work the externals to keep things happening. Okay, so now we're going to come down for our Paragosana, our side body opener. Now you see people do this all the time, like this. This leg bent, come down, over they go. This mic thing's right in the way. But it is. Okay. I prefer to do this from like a Jana Shirshasana thing. This way, this hip, I can't fly this hip. This makes it harder, but it also makes it more relatable because some people can't get into this position. They're up on their toe, they come down and they're in a posterior tilt. And so this is harder, but it makes it more easy to relate to for somebody that's in that position. And if you're good at it, why would you not want to do the harder version, right? So as I come down, I get everything on top of my knee, and over I go. And then I'm using this hand to help stretch. I'm stretching this is helping press back my hips so I can stretch my spine. It's also helping to open up my externally rotated leg here a little bit more. Good. And we'll come up. Let that go. Okay. And back down we go for the second one. So how did I end up on my garage here? Another yoga YouTubers are on beautiful beaches or in somebody's room with a nice view, or in their sunny yoga room with their dog. Well, I guess I'm just lucky. Because, good, you're going to change sides. So you say, why? Why would you be lucky to be in there when you could be in a beautiful place? Well, I'm going to be in a beautiful place. I've been in a lot of beautiful places, but I get to really count my blessings when I'm in here, coming down for this. On this side, I'm sitting here looking at my motorcycle, my wing foil board. I got my electric bike over there. The surfboard's over there. I've got a toolbox full of all the stuff I could ever need to fix. I could rebuild an engine out of that toolbox. I got my bicycles. Good, inhale, come on up. I got my boosted board. And so that just gives me reason to count my blessings. How did I end up so lucky? Come on down for the second one. And when I think of all the ways that the universe or spirit or whatever you want to call it has taken care of me throughout the years, it's pretty friggin' mind-boggling. Good, come on out of that. We're going to take the Bakasana. But I will tell some other stories about that type of stuff in future videos. So here we are, same thing, I like to open it up like this. Okay, let's take the feet apart. Now, you can get here however you want, whatever helps you get to that place, and then you're going to come forward. Extending away through my heels. I'm going to take a little side body opener here too. I'm really into opening the side body. There's so much connective tissue, fascia, and whatnot here that just, keeps us from doing stuff. But you don't have to do this. This is just something I'm adding in here for my own personal pleasure. Good. From there, we will come up to standing. All right. So, inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale and fold. Hard. And to down dog, however you want to get there. Step the right foot forward. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Parasvakonasana. We're going to take the first one with the forearm on the leg, because this is where we really just fine tune, right? Knee is over the ankle. I don't have a back bend in it. We don't want that. I'm not falling forward into it. I want a nice extended line with good posture. Good. Inhale, come on up. We'll straighten the front leg. Pulling the hips back out of the way. Trikonasana. So I start up high here. Make sure everything's where I want it, meaning my shoulder, elbow, wrist are on top of that leg. My body's not collapsing forward. I've got a lot of extension out over the leg. And then I work it down from there. And you could go to the foot, same thing, foot, ankle, block, or floor. Good. Come on up. And we're going to step it out to Ardha Chandrasana. So I would shorten it up here just to make that more accessible. Up we go. I like to use the heel rather than the toes here. The heel gives me a nice straight line through those bones of my leg right out the heel. But whatever. Good. Step it back. Now I find that most people externally, well, I'll get to that in a second. Go ahead and just pivot on our feet. I'm kind of tired of the vinyasas at this point myself. Warrior 2, reverse warrior, and Parasvakonasana form on the leg. This way I can stay facing you guys. Good, inhale up, straighten the front leg. And out we go, Trikonasana. Shin, ankle, foot, floor, block. Inhale up. And out we go for Ardha Chandrasana on this side. Step it back. Turn back to the right side, warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Parasvakonasana of your choice. So, if you're going deeper, I do the version of these postures with the hand to the outside, right? Or block or whatever. To me, this just makes it too easy to collapse. I don't want to collapse. I want to keep my front of my body open. So that's the reason I do it here. Inhale up. Trikonasana. Pull the hips back. Down we go. And come on up. Ardha Chandrasana, second one. Or you could take Shavasana here if you want. I kind of like Ardha Chandrasana myself, but it's just me. Step it back. Turn on your feet, left foot forward, warrior 2. Same thing again, reverse warrior. Parasvakonasana. I can go deeper on this side because this thing's not in the way. Here I'm engaging the bandhas. I don't want to just hang out here in my flexibility and just think about other things. I want to engage the bandhas, feel that extension in my body. Inhale, come on up. Trikonasana. Five limbs extended here. Both legs, both arms, and spine. Inhale up. And out we go. Ardha. Chapasana if you want it, but I just want to hang in Ardha here. Good. We'll step it back. And let's step up to the front of the mat and take a squat. We're going to take Malasana here. Okay, just recovering a little bit of whatever we need to recover from here. Enjoying this. Now, from here, we could take a twist with a bind, or without a bind, you know, you could do it like however you like to do it, but we'll take a twist. Good, other side. So as you know, the wrapper is the grabber and everything. So this side, this bent arm coming around here is the wrapper. That's where I want to grab either my other hand or my ankle, my wrist here. Good, come on out of that. Let me take some of that load out. Now we're going to play with the Bakasana here. I didn't have a towel, but that's all right. So just mess around with it. If this the thing with Bakasana, it's really hard if you're slippery. You know, if you got sweat here and sweat here, you don't have any long arms or long legs covering it, it's really kind of tough. But, you know, so you guys can play with that however you want. Or if you don't want to do the Bakasana, you could just hang out in your Malasana, whatever you want to do there. Don't worry about going upside down too much. We're gonna have a little special time for that. So good. Come on out of that. Let's come to the knees here. Now from here you could take child's pose. Take extended child's pose. Or you could take Virasana. Like that, you know the one. I don't have a block for my hips. I used to be able just to hang out in this posture forever, but you know, the knees. Yikes. But anyway, if you want to take Supta Virasana, if you know what it is, you could do that too. Good. So now you're going to have a couple minutes here to do whatever you want. We're going to do back bends after this, so that's not an issue. But this is the time to do your inversion or inversions if you want to do that. So you can go to your wall and do your hand, if you need it for handstands or pincha or whatever, you can do your headstands. It's up to you. But just a couple minutes, if you don't want to do that, you could do some core stuff. You could do some more hip openers. But like I said, we're going to get into the back bends after, so your choice. I'm just going to take a simple headstand. I like to take Lotus in my headstand, sometimes pinches too. It's kind of just relaxing. It kind of brings the center of gravity down. Just sort of, for me it is anyway. Obviously, if Lotus is stressful for you, then it probably wouldn't be very relaxing. Wow. So I'm right here with you guys. I'm sweating. Sweating's good though. I never could understand how people... We used to fight that battle, man. My Saturday morning class was a sweat fest, and the Iyengars came in after that, and they hated it. They wanted the air conditioning on, the windows open, and they'd hold their noses and give everybody bad vibes to the point where they had to move their class later so we didn't have to endure all that. All right then. So, coming out of whatever you're doing there, we'll get into our back bends. So go ahead and just lay down onto your belly on your mat. Inhale up for a cobra. So this is a kind of a real cobra. We did the easy cobras at the beginning. This is kind of the real deal. So I like feet together in cobra because it's called cobra. I never saw, well, I guess there are mutant snakes that have two tails, but generally snakes only have one tail. Good, come on down. Readjust your hands. If you need to, inhale, up we go. Good, come on down. Bend the knees, reach back. Take the feet or the ankles. We're going to take her up to Dhanurasana. All right, and up we go. Good. Come on down, pause for the cause. Readjust your hands if you need to. And kick it up for the second one. Good. Release. Come on down. Inhale to the hands and knees. Exhale into extended child's pose. And then we're going to come up all the way onto the knees for Camel Ustrasana. So hands are on the hips. Inhaling up, and you're just leaning back, or you're taking it all the way to here, or if you're a super bendy back person and you're going to go deeper, then you know where to go, but I'm not going to discuss that one. Good, come on out of that. Take child's pose. Good, and we'll take a second one of those. Leaning back, going where you're going. Good. Child's pose. Good. Okay. From there, you're going to come onto the hands and knees. Take down dog. And you can walk or float or crawl through, however you want to do to get onto your back. And from here, You're going to do any kind of back bending that you want to do from this position, meaning that would be bridge or Urdhva or whatever you want to do. Also, if you've never, I kind of like bridge when I support it with my hands, get them up underneath there. Urdhva is not so much in my repertoire these days because of I got some stuff, you know. It is what it is. It's wrists and knees, and it's not from yoga. I mean, I had a dang good time in this life. So playing with whatever you're playing with here, I tell you, I tell people basically, I rode this body hard and put it away wet. It just, you know, so many. I hit the ground hard and the water hard a lot of times, and it takes its toll. But I wouldn't, you know, say, okay, give me a perfect wrist and perfect knees, but get rid of all those experiences. No friggin' way. So, you know, it's been this body has done me right for sure. I can't, you know, resent that it's put in this many miles and it's got some wear and tear. Good. So when you're done with that, come on up to seated. And we're going to we'll take some little hip openers here. Okay, so start with Bakasana. Alrighty, so let's get into this. We are going to take let's rock the baby, right? So I bring this in like this. What I don't want to do is round my back and go into this thing. I want to keep my back upright, bring my chest toward my leg, and then I kind of rock it a little bit just to find different spots here in this hip. You're doing this facing me on your mat, I'm assuming. I'm just doing this so you can see what's going on, and on the other side we do the same thing. Okay, now we're going to take the half lotus thing with whatever version you like to do. So you can start with either side. You know, sometimes it's just easier depending on what your body's got going on. So you can bring this up into the half lotus, and then you're going to extend down if you want to. You could take the bind if you want to. Or you could take Jana Shirshasana, of course. Sorry about it. I should have said that sooner. If neither of that half lotus doesn't work for you. And it doesn't even have anything to do necessarily with your level of ability. It could be you have an injured knee or something like that, right? You could have all these postures in your back pocket, but if you got an injury, it's going to be a different deal. So same thing here. Jana Shirshasana, half lotus, into wherever you're going to go. And so I'll be doing shorter practices, otherwise it would be a total YouTube failure because, you know, people sometimes don't have time. And don't get me wrong, you can get a decent practice in an hour. And you can get some specific stuff. Good, come on out of that. And now, I'll face you for this one. We are going to take either double pigeon, right? So you're working that, or full lotus. Now, if you have the full lotus, so I'm going to turn here, I highly recommend that you do spider. This will make, when you decide at some point that you want to go upside down in the lotus, be it a handstand, headstand, pincha, if you are perpetually bent at the waist, it's just not going to be as cool. So I put this down here and I make this almost a cobra. Now if you're good double pigeon, you're just working your double pigeon, it's cool. And we'll come up out of that. So we just did right leg on the top if you're doing double pigeon. Now we're going to do left foot on top if you're doing double pigeon, or left foot in first for the lotus. Now this always feels awkward because this is just not the normal position. So, but we're going to go and take our spider on this side. Good, come on up out of that. And let it go. Okay, I guess that we will finish this off kind of a classic way. We're going to take a little shoulder stand. Now, to me, the value of this is because I'm upside down. If I go really try and get this all straightened out and it torques my neck, it's not good. I would rather keep it mellow. See how I have this kind of zigzag going through my body, bent at the hips, bent at the knees? I'm getting all the value of being upside down, of doing a shoulder stand with no compromise to my neck. My weight is across the tops of my shoulder blades. My jaw is soft. Everything's cool. Now, if you want to go all up straight and do that, you can do that. I'm just giving you options to protect your body, to protect my body anyway. Whether it protects yours or not, it's up to you. Good. And then we'll take this into the plow, if that works for you. Ooh. My feet on the exhaust. Kind of cool. Good. And then we'll roll out of that vertebrae by vertebrae, as the yoga teachers like to say. Now, if you like to take fish as a counter to this, that's great. Go ahead and do that. I do find that with fish, for me, I don't put any pressure on the neck. I'll let this release back to get the stretch in the opposite direction, but I don't want any weight going into my neck when it's in that compromised position, because I know what my neck looks like. I've had the x-rays. Most of us, by the time you get to be 50, 60, 70, you got some disc degeneration going on up there in your cervical neck, especially if you've ever had a whiplash or an accident. So compressing it at that point, not the best idea in mind. Okay, so one more minute. Do anything else you like to do to finish this off. It can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to take the classic twist here. But it's not, I'm not just twisting, I'm lengthening. I'm pushing down here. I want to feel that length coming into my spine. Opening up from the twist down in my low back. I'm going to change the sides, but you're doing whatever you're doing. And then we take Shavasana. So lay down, close your eyes. Inhale. Take an exhale, sigh if you want. I would sigh if I were you. It's just so relaxing. Inhale. Letting everything go. Surrender to the floor. Inhale. And then I'm going to turn my gaze up to the point between the eyebrows. And just start to ride my breath. Seeing how much I can let go. Feet, legs,
pelvis, torso, arms, shoulders, neck, face, head. All right, begin to deepen your breath. If you want a longer Shavasana, you could just pause this thing when we get there and keep going. And reach out through your hands and feet. Sending that prana back out into your body. And then I like to bring the knees into the chest. Roll off onto the side. Bring yourself up into the seated position. Thanks for coming, you guys. I hope you had a good practice. Like I said, I'll be putting up different stuff, different practices, different stuff with it specific to who knows what. I don't know, hips, chest, shoulders, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you had a good time. Like and subscribe. If you have any comments, anything that you want me to work on in the future, but I'll be putting up stuff specific to different postures, pointers on how to fine-tune stuff as well. So anyway, thank you so much. Close your eyes. Feel a moment of gratitude for all of your blessings, most especially your health. You can nitpick over all the little details, wow, but if you have your health, you have everything you need. And you can do anything. You just have to have your health, you have to have the will, and you have to have the desire to put in whatever it takes. So be grateful for your health every day, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.